Hei Svein,
Halla.
Velkommen tilbake.
Deilig å være her igjen.
Ja.
Har du sett ut av vinduet, eller?
Sola skinner.
Det er vår.
Det er vår.
Det er vår.
Ja, og det merker vi.
Ja.
For jeg leste et lite Facebook-innlegg i sted fra Jane på salg. Og hun skrev det at dere hadde solgt 15 kjøretøy på 13 dager.
Ja.
Er det sant?
Det er faktisk helt sant.
Ja.
Og februar gikk det jo en del også, så vi er godt i gang med sesongen nå. Altså.
Det er helt rått.
Men det har vært en hard vinter.
Men sesongstart er jo altså i år 1,5 måned tidligere ute enn vi pleier å være vant med.
Ja, faktisk.
Ja, det er moro.
Ja, men jeg tror folk er lei snø og vinter nå.
Ja, nå vil vi på tur, ut og nyte sola.
Ja.
Komme oss ut og oppleve Norge, verden, Skandinavia. Ja.
Jeg er klar selv.
Ja, så bra.
Ja.
Men vi er tilbake med Bobilpodden. Dette er episode 41.
Yes.
Og jeg er Camilla.
Og jeg er Svein.
Og vi er fra Stamsaas Fritid. Og vi holder til i solbyen Sarpsborg.
Yeah.
Ja, det er oss.
Det er oss, ja. I et nøtteskall.
I et nøtteskall.
Ja.
Ja. Og i dag har vi jo da med oss en spesiell gjest, for vi skal prate engelsk resten av denne episoden.
Du leder jo den samtalen her, ikke sant? For jeg er litt sånn Petter Solberg på engelsk.
Jeg tror du greier det veldig bra, Svein, så mye som du har vært i Tyskland og pratet med bobilmennesker.
Ja.
Ja.
Så
Så
bra.
da tenker jeg vi kjører i gang og ønsker Peter velkommen.
Yes.
Welcome, Peter.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You are, or maybe, can you introduce who are Peter?
Yeah, I can try to do it, and I'll try to keep it compact.
Okay.
Okay. My name is Peter Drager. I'm from Germany, from Tyskland, and I have a very close connection to Norway because my son is going to school in Oslo.
Ah,
And so that's how I came to get more acquainted with Norway itself. And then I started doing more and more stuff here in Norway and started setting up a little business. And then on the other hand, I work as an agency for Ventura. And I recognize that they don't have anybody who's selling Ventura in Norway. And then if you put one and one together, I can, I'm German, I can talk to them, I can find somebody who's responsible, and that's how I found you guys.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is I found you guys because I had a problem with my car. But it was from Fiat, the problem, and not from Ventura.
yeah.
So.
So you actually came by here with your car?
Yes, I came by here, I think at like 4:30 in the afternoon or 5 o'clock, really late.
Yeah.
And I said, the car doesn't run anymore because the problem was I did you have to replace the oil after certain kilometers, and I didn't do it. And so the engine shut down. And then you guys said, okay, we can't do it today, but we can do it directly tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And so I stayed in Sarpsborg. I know there's a good place to stay for a night. And then I came back on the next day. And I said, okay, I have to remind myself when I get back to Germany that it's a good dealer. So that's how you guys got to know Ventura.
That's a good story.
Yeah,
And
it's always about good stories. you
Yeah,
know?
it is. It is.
Yeah.
And then how did you end up working for Ventura?
Well, basically, we've been. I have a marketing and or communication and event agency, and we do events within the camping industry. So we do like van life meetings and go to fairs and have like presentation areas for travel reports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And as an agency, we always had contact with Ventura because we just knew the people that were responsible. And I think 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, we started taking care of their Instagram account for them because they didn't have an Instagram account. We set up a little group of brand ambassadors that drive around with Venturas and took care of that for them. We started integrating the brand in our events. We started producing pictures and videos and stuff like that. So a lot of,
Yeah, the top one.
That's how we got to know Ventura. And when I was here and found out that there's nobody in Norway taking care of Ventura, I called them and said, "Hey guys, why are you not doing anything in Norway?" And they said, "Well, we've been doing some things, but it's a couple of years ago. we don't have anybody right now. You know somebody? And I said, yeah, I ran across somebody.
Here we are.
And here we are. And maybe in 1 year we can talk if it was a good thing that broke down or yeah. No, it was quite interesting. So I talked to your brother when I had the breakdown.
Yeah.
I said, here I'm from, and he said, oh, that's interesting. So he was very open-minded.
Yes.
At that moment.
We try to be.
Yeah. It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
If you want to do some business,
That's a good
stay
start.
open-minded. Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's or are there more interesting stories about you that you want to share?
But then your time is
Okay.
But your job is some kind of salesman for a venture.
I took over basically as a sales agent for the Norwegian market.
Yeah.
But my main job is having my own company with the agency. But with this company, I'm also the sales agent for Norway.
Yeah.
Which now is... I wouldn't say it's easy because, of course, venture, when you have a normal sales agent, they would expect to sell. And now I found an importer with you guys.
Yeah.
So my job is like over because the relationship with other dealers and stuff like that is your part.
Yeah.
But of course, they expect from me that I do more on the marketing side.
Yeah.
On Instagram, on doing events, on bringing the brand itself to Norway, and maybe do some more with other Scandinavian countries when it comes to events and stuff like that.
Okay. And then just for if you want to find Vantour on Instagram,
yes,
it's
it's a really nice for somebody that doesn't speak German. Yeah. It's Vantour Kastenwagen.
Right.
Because Kastenwagen is basically the synonym in German for this type of car.
Okay.
No, it's not a bus. Is a bus.
Yeah.
It's like a camping bus.
Yes.
The next is Kastenwagen, which is more like the Bobilpodden here.
Yeah.
Type of thing you would say. Nowadays, a lot of people say van. But of course, van can be from a bus to a Kastenwagen. So
true.
That's why we call it that way.
But you find the account and then it has a large T with a V underneath.
Yes.
Then you recognize the Instagram
exactly.
account.
And we're I just told you, brother, that I want to start this or next week with Ventura Nordic.
Okay. For the Scandinavian countries.
For the Scandinavian countries, an own account.
Yeah.
Maybe I can start with English, and maybe at some time you can support with Norwegian.
Or you'll just use the ChatGPT.
Either I use ChatGPT, or what would also be quite interesting is to learn Norwegian.
True. It's not too.
That could also be a solution.
It is close to German.
But maybe we can put it in the text with this episode, the Instagram account.
Yes, I can do that. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll add the account. Yeah.
Yeah, I know but the difference is my son, he's 19, he's been here for 2 years, and he speaks perfectly Norwegian now.
Yeah.
But he's 19.
It's easier for the...
When you're 51, learning a language is a lot harder.
But the word varebil.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So soon we can talk Norwegian with you.
I could even understand most of what you said at the beginning. So
yeah.
So it's
the same.
It's not that, especially if you read it. There's a lot of words where you can at least
recognize the meaning.
Yeah.
True. Okay, let's jump to the Vantour, the brand and the car.
Yes.
Start with history. How did Vantour start?
Well, I don't know all the numbers I said, but I can tell you how it's set up.
Yeah.
It's basically
for long has it.
It's been there for quite some years. It's a brand which belongs to, or the official company of Vantour is called Eurocaravaning.
Yeah.
And that's a daughter company of Intercaravaning, and Intercaravaning is the biggest dealer organization in Europe. They have mainly German dealers, but some other dealers, I think, in France and Spain and other countries.
Yeah.
But those are not basically only Vantour dealers. A lot of them are dealers that have close relationships with Knaus.
Yeah.
And that's how they developed. And they have this organization. And at some point they said, okay, we want to have our own brand in this segment of vans. And that's how Vantour developed. But the interesting thing is it's not only like a dealer brand where you would say, okay, it's a normal Knaus, for example,
Yeah.
and it's just a different name.
Yeah.
The whole concept is on its own. So what you see and what you get in a Vantura
Yeah.
is designed for Vantura.
Okay.
And it's only available in Vantura. There's some solutions.
Vantura is Vantura. It's
Ventura is Ventura, right?
Yeah.
You can't.
It's not
produced. It's produced at a Knaus factory.
Yeah.
But what they do is they stop the Knaus basically production, and they produce Venturas, and then they return to Knaus.
Right.
So
So they
it's-
use the factory, but they
have
change
the all insides are designed and
parts and
developed by Ventura.
right.
Yep.
so it's an independent brand.
Yes, it's an independent brand, and it's not only the dealers of Intercar running, especially in Germany, it has a lot of smaller dealers, and it's a brand that has a very unique positioning and some very unique product features that for this customer group is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fits perfect with our company then.
Yeah.
Independent.
Yes, yes.
True.
See?
When did Venture start?
Actually, I can't really tell you the date because I don't.
Date doesn't matter. Did it start like last year? Or?
No. They've been on the market at least I would say for 8 or 10 years.
Okay.
So it's for some time.
Yeah, so it's well established, and they've had
yes.
their
Yes, it's well established. They sell I would say somewhere around plus minus 1,000 cars at least.
Yeah.
So that's not
German market, main market.
German main market, so it's not small anymore, but it's not huge like for example Knaus. And it's still a brand that has a very clear positioning.
Okay.
It is mass market on the one hand,
Yeah.
but it has some product features that are quite interesting.
Okay, let's jump there.
Yeah.
What is the philosophy for Venture?
I think you can say that Ventura is a brand for people that want to use their car. We call it, because we do the same thing with the events, we call it enabler. So the car is an enabler for the person that drives it. Means that if you're a mountain biker, it enables you to transport your bike very easily because it, for example, has a concept where the freshwater tank is below the car and not inside the car. The good thing about it is that the trunk is very huge compared to other cars because it doesn't have the freshwater tank inside. It also has a diesel heating, which is situated under the seating and not in the back. So you don't need gas bottles. That's why you have that space also available for the trunk. And so there are certain things that lead to a Ventura that is basically focused on people that have that spend a lot of time outside.
Yeah. Active lifestyle.
Active lifestyle that have different sports from skiing, mountain biking, hiking. So it's more outdoor type lifestyle. And you have a flexibility on the other hand, where you can, for example, you can have a Ventura with a pop-up roof. Yeah. Then it's more for the family. Yeah. Or if you don't have it with a pop-up roof, it's maybe more for 2 persons. And of course, you can have it in different sizes. And now you can also have the camping bus type, but I don't think that's really interesting for the Norwegian market. No. But on the other hand, you have like Ford and Fiat. Yeah. So you have, and even MAN, or what do you call it? In Germany, we say MAN. But
MAN chassis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's a MAN chassis, but that is not really a big thing. But the Ford chassis is quite interesting. Okay. And the Fiat, of course, is a basic one. Or they also produce a lot of Peugeots, but that's basically like the Fiat. Yeah. So
we'll choose Fiat then.
Well, you guys are Fiat professionals,
yes,
so
and we need the automatic gearbox.
And that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But the 2 models we are getting now, it's the 600L and the 640L.
Yeah, it's called Adventure. It's called 630L. 630L. So it's a little bit longer than 630. Yes, that's the one. I drive the 630L. Yeah. Also, but with a pop-up roof, because I still have at least my daughter that is traveling with us. Yeah. So
and then when you have a pop-up roof on the cars, are they isolated, or does that make it a summer car?
No, well, you can go for solutions that make it also to a winter car. Okay. Because there's different things. You can get isolation from the inside. It's like mats that you put on the inside. You can have on the outside. You can have it's like an additional tent type of material that you can put on the outside, and you can and then it goes down to I would say about -10.
Okay.
You know, I was here in January, and when we left, it was -26, and you don't open the pop-up roof. If
it's not so many customers who use that in that type of cold.
And you can, you know, we were at Lillehammer for some skiing, and we booked an Airbnb because you know there's some. Cold. I would still sleep in the car, but you have like certain spots that are getting really cold, you know, and it's. It's something I wouldn't do. To -10 is fine. Yeah. You know, and that's most of the time when you travel.
It covers most of the year.
Yeah. And so, but it's not only for summer, but of course a pop-up roof is really great in summer. Yeah. Because
can you open it? Can you?
You can open it totally. You can, so you just have the roof.
Panorama.
And you have a panorama view and air and everything. Yeah. And for kids, it's even for adults. You know, there's people in Germany that buy a 540, which is the smallest version.
And does that represent the length of the car? The numbers?
Yes, it's 540 is 5 meter 40. Yeah. 600 is a 6 meter. Yeah. And 630 is I think it's 636. Okay. But those are the different lengths of the car, and then you have L for beds that are long. That are basically, I don't know how you say it here.
Two single beds, so it's
it's two single beds. It's long beds instead of the D versions. Other ones that are I don't know the word for it in German. It's quer.
Is that
Zweistiltzeng? Yeah. The bed on the.
It's you have the head on the left or the right side. Yeah. Instead, with the long beds, you sleep like the car is
along the car direction.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. And so you can choose either L or D. I think you're getting L because it's more popular here. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And it makes sense. I like the L more because it's especially when you're with two people, and at night somebody has to get up. It's easier. You know, I mean, I'm pretty big. My wife is pretty small, so for her, you know, like going across me to get somewhere is like difficult.
Yeah. So in Norway, we like two single beds in Norway.
Yeah. It's a better.
It's how it is.
It's how it is.
Yeah, that's good. You're going for the right thing. And I think you're getting both versions right.
And when I saw it, we visit you in Stuttgart in January, me and Richard. And we really had the chance to look at Vanturo and touch it, feel it. Yeah. And my impression is that Vanturo is German quality on the interior.
Yeah, I mean it's built by Knaus, and that's a German manufacturer. It has, I think, from this season on, a very attractive wood design because it's like a grayish design. So that's more like. We in Germany would say Scandinavian type of design, and it's white and gray, so those two main colors. And I think it's on the one hand it's a little bit reduced, so it's not like if you look at a Cartago, for example, it's a very design oriented car, but in a certain direction, and it's not like this. The Scandinavian type of design we in Germany know from IKEA, for example. And the Vanturo would probably go more in that direction with the inside. Yeah. So it's really nice.
Very modern inside.
Yes, very modern. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. And Cartago is more like cozy and more older style, but of course for those customer groups, the right design.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like what type of customer buys a Vanturo? Yeah.
I would say, as you said, it's more about activity. Yeah. So it's activity-driven people.
Because you made more space inside the car for storage.
For storage and other solutions, like the diesel heating has some, for example, some additional pros. You don't have to look for gas bottles. Right. You don't have to look for different systems in different countries when you travel.
Does it has its own diesel fuel tank, or does it go straight on the car?
It goes straight on the car. So and you can, it uses really not that much. It's not like when you're staying somewhere and it's cold. The next year you have to go to the gas station.
But it's Truma or Webasto?
It's a Truma.
Truma. Yeah,
it's
so we
Truma.
know that.
It's diesel from Truma. You can order it with or sometimes it's delivered. I have it with an electric version.
Yeah.
So you can choose if you're on a
exactly, which is quite good.
Yeah.
And and the whole thing is, as I said, activity driven people. I would say somewhere between 35 and 55 is the main target. A lot of couples, a lot of families because of the pop-up roof.
Yeah.
And of course, families decide for this type of car instead of going for a classic Bobil.
Yeah.
Because in Germany, a lot of them use it as a second car in the family.
They drive it daily
exactly.
as well. Yeah.
I do it also. I drive like 50 or 60,000 kilometers a year with it.
Yeah.
So I go to the supermarket, I go shopping, I go
and you
whatever.
Take your van tour.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's why it's very popular for those people to use it instead of having an additional car.
Yeah. But I think it will apply in Norway for older customers too.
Yes,
because
of course,
it's so nice inside, and they want to feel the drawer and everything to feel the quality. Yeah. And when we are touching in Aventura, we feel it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the first thing they do when they get inside of this type of car, because they maybe had a bigger car before and are going down in the size. Yeah. And they are touching everything, and that's strength for Ventura. I think. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, the interesting thing is that if you a lot of people talk about it's in this certain customer group to 55, for example. But if you look at people that are 60, 65, there's more and more people doing more and more activities.
Yes.
Because people are getting older, and of course, like I always say, the first generation of mountain bike, of snowboarding,
they are
now turning around 60, so they're getting into this age. So it's not about staying in your bubble anymore. It's about being active and still being active outside, And so that's why the van is basically for everybody. Of course, somebody who's 25 probably doesn't have the money to invest it in such a car. But
they can buy it with their parents and they can share.
But if you see the price on a new SUV, it's
pricey too.
They can buy a Ventura and use it as a normal car and a mobile home.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes it easier because you then only need to have one car instead of buying two.
Yeah. So don't buy expensive car, buy a Ventura.
There's your sales
That's
pitch.
a solution.
That's the salesman. I think we probably have to write that sentence a bit more salesy, but you're on, Svein.
At the end, you just have to bring it down to the facts.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now we have the two first vehicles on the way soon, I think.
I think they're basically, I would probably say the next couple of weeks.
I think so.
They're going to be here. Yeah.
Okay, so they're
and we really look forward to it.
finished at the factory?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just...
but the transport before Easter, it's a big line.
But it's very exciting to see that.
Yeah,
and because I think the brand has a really great future in Norway.
Yeah,
because I think it's going to be something. This whole segment is going to be very interesting.
It is
to see, because it's really, if you compare it to Germany and other countries in Europe, it's underrepresented in Norway right now.
Yeah,
but that's a good thing, from sales point of view. That's always an opportunity to really emphasize on that. Because obviously there's still a lot of people that can be convinced in Norway to use these type of cars.
And there's still a lot of people in Norway that can be convinced to choose this kind of vacation or this kind of travel. Because I think caravanning and camping is underrepresented when it comes to Norwegian people.
Yeah, and it's been a huge success in Germany the last couple of years, especially during Corona, because people started to
travel at home.
Travel in their own countries, but they also said, okay, it's a very secure type of traveling.
Yes.
You can decide yourself if you want to get with people or not. If you want to stay with yourself, you can decide on what kind of place I want to stay. Do I want to go to a big campsite, or do I want to stay somewhere tiny, or type of Airbnb type of campsite? So there's all different decisions, but you can take them on your own. They're not decided for you. So
and as always, if you don't like the place you're at, you can go.
Just go on.
Drive after the sun.
Yes.
Follow.
If there's bad weather, leave.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's not so good for the campsites, but
but I also think that Vanturu could be a good rental car for the people who wants to buy a Vanturu and maybe rent it out.
But that's a really, really nice thing if you buy one and you want to have some income on your car. Because the rental market, it's quite...
it's good.
Yes. I don't know how it is in Norway, but in Germany we have like big companies like Paul Camper. It's the biggest one.
Yeah.
And they just do this, what they call peer-to-peer rental. So it's basically a private person rents its car to another private person.
Yeah, we have the same in Norway.
And that's been becoming very popular.
It has here too.
In Germany in the last couple of years.
I don't have any numbers, but I know a lot of people use it, and I see a lot of people also rent their cars through this, or there are different apps and different sites to do it.
Yeah, and you see that there's also when it comes to rental, a lot of Germans that are beginning to go to Norway by plane. Because it's a long distance to come here. And then you rent it here, and they start from here. Then the distance are not that long anymore,
And you save a few days of driving that you can spend here or there you want to go. Yeah.
And driving is more relaxed here than it is in Germany.
Maybe we should start some function where the owners here in Norway switch cars with the owners in Germany. And they just
if they want to get to know how driving can be, how worse it can be, they go to Germany.
True.
But of course there are some, I wouldn't say a lot, but still there's a certain market for Norwegians that go to Germany with their bobil.
A lot of people do.
It's a popular thing, and there's a lot of places and a lot of road trips you can do through Germany, and a lot of small places you can get to know.
As both countries are in a nice place to travel.
Yes, definitely. And for Germans, the whole it's Norway and the whole Scandinavian thing has really become very popular. I think it's in the next couple of years it's going to become even more. Because it's it's you can compare it to Germany. Almost everybody talks English, so it's very easy to get along. It's a very secure destination, which for Germans is really important. They don't like unsecure things. I think your
camera.
It's off.
It's off.
Okay, technical break.
I can't see myself anymore.
It's gone black.
It's the battery.
Yep, sometimes.
But you had a spare one.
Hopefully it's charged.
I think I have those in my car.
Perfect.
If it doesn't work.
It's fully charged.
That's not bad.
Back again.
Yep. There I am.
It's gonna 28-ish. I have to remember we're in the podcast. We have to do a...
somewhere around that number.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's easier.
But we're looking forward to sell Vanturu here now, and are excited to the two cars who are coming soon.
And this is also a kind of new experience and new challenge for us. Where we actually import, or it becomes the importer for Norway.
Yes.
So this is maybe sort of the first time we do a B2B sales.
We
have done some, we sell cars to businesses, but this is different kind of selling.
Yep, we have high expectations. No. I think it's I think what you at the beginning you said it that I believe in that. A lot of times, companies should fit together when they do business.
Yeah.
When it comes to size and the kind of how they work and everything. And I think Ventura isn't a huge brand.
No.
So it doesn't make any sense to have a huge partner, because then on the one hand you have like this huge thing, and on the other hand it's a little bit smaller. And a lot of times that doesn't fit. And I have the feeling that this fits really well, you know, and it can be a very good development. And it doesn't, you know, I mean, Ventura hasn't been here for, I think, like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So there's no pressure to be back within 1 year. You know? And so there's a good thing to really develop it and develop the market, as we said, you know, when we talked before here.
And then find the customers that actually enjoy this type of car.
Yeah.
And the important thing is that the dealers who will sell Ventura is a strong dealer with a good aftermarket workshop and everything.
Yeah.
And maybe make a Ventura family in Norway.
Yeah.
Not only with the dealers, but with the customers too.
Yeah, but maybe like Ventura events, as you talked about. Yeah.
Almost like club or
we have
something.
the same. We have we take care of the Facebook group in Germany. It's called Ventura Family.
Yeah.
And it's a group with 1,500 members.
Okay.
Roundabout.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, you know, and meet the people at events or invite them for a certain event during the year and stuff like that. And I think,
and also maybe invite people with similar cars as well, because there are the same interests. They're just choosing different brands.
Of course, yeah. You can. I mean, I think you always, especially when it comes to events, you also always should be open.
I like that too, to be more open. I mean, don't exclude anyone just because they choose another brand. We
on our events we always say, you know, it's not important with what you come, because in Germany a lot of times people are okay. You have a bubble. That doesn't work with a van and stuff like that. And we don't do that. We say it's not important with what you come, it's who you are when you come outside of your car.
Yeah.
It's like the type of person has to be the right fit, you know.
Yeah.
And we have some great Ventura ambassadors.
Yeah.
We have like Tom Oehler, who's a Red Bull athlete, who's a world record holder in mountain biking, in trial, which is basically jumping around with a bike and doing crazy stuff.
We met him in Stuttgart, I think.
It could be.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And we do shows with him, together with him, a lot of times at events where he just shows what he's doing. And he's driving a Ventura, and especially, you know, with him, you can see all the advantages, because he normally has like 4 or 5 bikes with him. And so he needs a lot of space. He loves to do camping, because he's always very close to the location where he wants to go.
Biking,
he has a small daughter, so for him the pop-up roof is perfect.
Yeah, but for biking, I mean, a camper van is perfect.
Especially if you have like, he has like bikes that cost like 12,000 euros.
Yeah,
and so you don't want to have it on the outside.
No,
you know, you want
to keep it in the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And with the Ventura, we can also meet more type of customers, like a customer who wants to have an office in the vehicle.
Yep.
We saw a Ventura with an office inside.
Okay, so it's designed to be an office.
You can do some adaptations to it. I mean, I spend, I think, about 200 days a year in my car. So obviously I have to work inside the car. And there's different positions which you can take, and you can improve. Of course, any standard car can be improved by adding additional things.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the good things. For example, with you guys, you can go ahead and have, for example, an inverter, because you need other power solutions.
Yeah.
You can have solar because
power
you want to be somewhere remote, especially in Norway. I mean, there's so many remote places you can go to. And that's all stuff you can do with a Ventura, of course.
Yeah.
We will do that with the vehicle we want to register to have as a test car.
Yeah. The demo car.
The demo car with solar panels, lithium inverter. We are talking about.
And we have, for example, we have with my car. It's of course it's rated because the weight is too high for 3.5 tons. But we have I have different wheels. I have different type of tires, which are very good for traveling a lot.
Yeah.
I have extra lights, for example, because
Fiat lights are not.
I do have these I don't know what you call it. The very bright lights in the Fiat. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I still have the feeling that if you go on a rural street here and you have like elks and other animals running around, having a lot of light is a good idea.
That's a good thing.
I mean, you see it a lot here with cars, and it's a good thing to have it on a van also.
Yeah.
So you can do lots of improvements, and it's basically you take the basis and then on top you can do all kinds of stuff, which you personally need.
And that's a good thing, you choose what you want as extra equipment or what fits your style, what fits your needs.
You can go to any vacation with a van tourer. You don't need anything extra, but of course, it's like if you live in a house, of course you have individual things that you want
your house.
And it's basically the same with a van.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're looking forward to work with you
Thank you.
to
Likewise.
sell van tourer.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to talk again in maybe a year.
Yeah, I think a lot will happen in a year.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And you look at the weather
Hopefully
now, it's
I'll be
spring
spending
here.
more
So
time in Norway. And then
And then we'll see other dealers that become van tourer dealers. And we'll see more cars.
Yes.
Because the first season now, 2024, it's only 2 cars.
Yeah.
So it's 25 season. That's more interesting.
Yeah, but I mean that's just a normal way. And it could be, and I'm very curious to see how the other dealers react to the car that you have here, or that you're going to drive around and show to people, and see the reactions.
And you have to see and feel. A lot of people do.
Okay.
We just have to do the right steps on the way to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. And at the end, it's all about the salespersons.
Yes.
Fine. All right, perfect. Anything more we need to add about van tourer, or
no? It's just a great thing to go forward, and I really look forward to being part of the development of this market with you guys, because I believe in if we look from here in 5 years, you will have a whole new customer group using vans, and especially and I think that's most important. It's all about cars right now, but it's basically all about how you live and how you travel, and what kind of goals and stories you have, and that's a great thing.
And I also think there's a lot of potential in customers that today does not drive a camper van.
Yes, exactly. That's probably the greatest potential.
We have to find them, and they have to find us.
Yep, that's why we have to do more of this.
Yes.
But I invite either both of you or one of you, and we've never done, because we have our own podcast, not for Ventura, but just in general. And we've never done an English version of an episode, so that could be a first time.
This is our first English episode as well.
Great.
We have taken it in Chinese before, and Deutsch, it's many, but not German.
Okay, so here's the invitation, and we'll find a date, and then we'll tell people what's so great about Norway.
Perfect.
Good.
Thank you, Peter.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It was a great pleasure being here.
It was a great pleasure having you.
Okay.
I enjoyed this.
And have a look at Ventura.
Absolutely. Check it out for...
Don't worry.
the Ventura family on Facebook.
Yes, there's a Ventura family, right?
I forgot the name.
Ventura Kastenwagen. But I think the more important will be, I think we'll call it Ventura Nordic.
Nordic. Yeah, so look for Ventura Nordic.
Yes.
Yeah, it will be on Instagram.
Yes. Definitely. We have a lot of great pictures, so you can get impressions on what you can do with your Ventura.
And we also have to make a Ventura brand page on our homepage.
Okay.
So
we already have bought the domain.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Ventura.no.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, good. That sounds great. And we'll even have the management team here, I think in May. They want to come by.
Okay,
to officially... start basically from the Ventura side.
And they'll come visit here.
Yes.
We'll have to make sure we grab some pictures and make some videos.
Definitely.
I know that what she's gonna say to me some days before. Clean your office, Svein.
That's fine. That's what they always say to me about my car.
Close your closet doors.
Because you can have a look at my car from the outside, but not
on the inside.
There's a vicious dog living in the car. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.